right, for segment 2 today, Heathen Dog is going to regale us with a game that I have not played in a long time, but I have to admit I did enjoy. Even it was my first superhero game I think I ever played. I think I played this before Heroes Unlimited, and I remember liking the rules but hating superheroes. Like it's just
Awesome.
not comic books aren't my thing. So, so I'm really interested in seeing if I still like, because I have not looked at this game since probably the early 90s. And I want to know if I still have my same feelings about it. But before we do that, I've got to tell you about a couple of things. And the first one is we believe that role-playing games should take place in fantastic worlds. And is anything more fantastic than a superhero game? I don't think so. Now, the focus of the game should be on role-playing your super and having a good time. The core values of #RPGate and any good tabletop group. If you are a superhero, you have these core values: escapism, not representation; entertainment over activism; and natural, organic inclusion, not forced diversity. True superheroes support charity. And the charity we support is the Wounded Warrior Project, a national nonpartisan organization whose mission is to honor and empower wounded warriors that probably got stepped on by a superhero at some point. A building collapsed on them or something like that, because superheroes leave a lot of carnage in their wakes. I've seen the boys. I
wouldn't call them heroes, man.
Please refer to the description below for the link to where you can make your hopefully tax deductible donation. And if you want to see something, not so much superheroes, join Heathen Dog Thursdays and Saturday evenings on twitch.tv/legionofmyth. Watch him and his Dirty Casuals. That's right, the superhero team with no superpowers play multiplayer games for your mockery and enjoyment. And of course, here on the YouTube channel, you can watch these game-related segments live every Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, or check out the Friday Night Chill stream, where a panel of guests opine, comment, and editorialize on the TTRPG hobby as a whole. And I am going to derail him. I'm not going to let him stay on topic. Nope. I'm going to wander him off so far into left field, he's going to forget he was talking about Marvel superheroes.
Yep. Like and subscribe for me crying in a corner.
There we go.
All right. So Marvel superheroes, this is the advanced set. There's a basic and advanced. This is the advanced. And you can get all of these things for free on the internet. I'm not going to give the website.
I thought it was a legal website. The one I saw was legal.
I don't know. I'm not making that distinction. What I'm saying is if you Google Marvel Superheroes RPG PDF download, you will get it.
Oh, okay. So there's a website out there, and I will, because if it's the same one as you, well, then that's coincidence. But there's one called FASERIP.org.
That could be it.
Okay.
Is that legal? Then if you want to, you can put it in the description below. If not, then don't. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But this game, the reason it's called FASERIP, that's the system it uses for your level of ability and at the same time your level of success.
I'm in the wrong place. I thought this was about owning a pet monkey.
No, it's not about owning a pet monkey, because pet monkey will rip your face off. Do not give it anything. A monkey will kill you. All right. The idea
for monkey death.
Like and subscribe for monkey homicide. Okay. The idea behind this game is you can jump in to a superhero, Marvel specific superhero genre with almost no knowledge of how to play role-playing games and get it done. And it does so in a way that is true to the IP of 1986, because that's when this came out. So Beast doesn't look like a beast. In this book, he looks like a dude, because at the time, 1986, he looked like a dude. See, it kept with the current IP configuration of all of these heroes. Silver Surfer, for instance, is stuck on Earth. He can't leave the Earth's atmosphere because Galactus basically cursed him. That's the reality of this right now, 1986. But of course, you being you the game master, you can change it however you want to bring it to current time, and that's easy enough. So what we're going to do first is we are going to go look at our table of contents here. I don't think we need to define what a hero is, but we're going to look at abilities. We're going to look at feats, what it means. We're going to look at the back cover of both these books. There's a book for the player. This is the player's book.
Are you going to give us an example of how to roll something? Because
yes.
Okay, great. Awesome.
The only dice you need are these two right here. These are two 10-sided dice. One of them is a percentile, but it doesn't have to be. They're two different colors. Just say one of them is 10, one of them is ones place, and you're gold. That's all you need. The only two dice you need. And it is, I can't think of a time where somebody needs to roll dice the same time. So for your entire table, this is all you need. Your entire table. These two dice. That's it.
Wash the Cheetos off your hands though before you pick the dice up.
Please don't be that guy. Yeah. All right, that's fine. All right, so we're going to go over the rolls. We're going to go over what feats are. And then later on, we're going to go over making a character. And then at the end, we're going to go over powers, talents, contacts, stuff like that. The end of character generation, but focusing on the powers and abilities that increase your chances of success. So first thing we're going to do is look at abilities. Here we go. Primary abilities. This is your FASERIP: fighting, agility, strength, endurance, reason, intuition, and psyche. This is not hard to understand. Fighting is your fighting ability. This is basically what you're going to roll to hit in hand-to-hand combat or weapon combat. You have a sword or a club or whatever. Agility, this is used to hit with ranged attacks and dodge. We're dodging ranged attacks. Strength, this is the damage you do when, guess what? If you do strike with a melee weapon or with your fists. Endurance, this is your constitution, basically. If you are drowning, you would roll endurance feats. If you are running long distance, you would roll endurance feats to stave off tiredness, stuff like that. Reason, this is your IQ, how smart you are. Intuition, this is in combat, it helps. High intuition will give you greater initiative, but in the rest of it, intuition is very much like a sense or a feeling. Most people have typical intuition, which you're not sensing or feeling much, but higher intuition characters like say Daredevil, for example, or Spider-Man will sense a great deal of things before they happen. And you will not be surprised or get initiative bump or whatever. And psyche is your willpower. Psyche is most important for, you probably guessed it, psychic characters and wizards. Wizards, very important. Secondary characteristics, these are all based off of your FASERIP stats. Health, it is the culmination. It's the sum of all of your ranks in fighting, agility, strength, and endurance. Now, when I say culmination of ranks, let me give you exactly what you're looking for. Oh, it's sideways. How do I turn this? Here we go. Nope, that's upside down. There you go. This is the back of the book, the back cover of the book. Here's the book. It's on the back cover. It's also
and
on
you
the
can
back cover.
You can download that chart online as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now, let's say you have typical fighting, typical endurance, typical agility, and typical strength. That's 6 times 4. You have 24 health. That's your hit points, 24 hit points. There you go. Now, if you're super strong, say remarkable strength, that's beyond human norm. You have between 26 and 36 added to your hit point total. It's that easy. Now, for karma, that is going to be, oh, it's sideways. There we go. That's origins. We screwed the pooch. There we go. Karma is a very, very special mechanic in this. It is the total of your character's reason, intuition, and psyche. Karma is very much like Shadowrun. I'm glad Shadowrun is next week, because this is a kind of primer in the idea of karma. Karma is not only your experience points, but it's also, if you want to use Mutant Chronicle as there you go. If you want to use Mutant Chronicle, it's also your Chronicle points. Basically, you can use it to affect gameplay. You can spend karma to reach someone a little faster, or get in front of a bullet to take a hit for someone else, or be able to type in a passcode really, really fast to disarm a bomb before it goes off. You have 2 seconds left. You can use karma to push abilities. You can use karma to create openings in gameplay, but you're using that karma then instead of using it for experience, to grow your FASERIP abilities, to grow the rank of your powers, to get more contacts, to get more talents. It's always a balancing act. And of course, you gain and lose karma by doing heroic or dastardly deeds. Every life you save, you gain karma. Everyone whom you let die or fail to save, you lose a certain amount of karma and or popularity, which we're going to get to in a minute.
And what does karma do for you, like as a game mechanic?
Like I said, as a game mechanic, you can spend a certain amount of karma. It's different for each thing, and we'll get into that later. But you can spend a certain amount of karma to be able to be a little stronger for a second. You know, the whole mommy strength, lifting a car, stuff like that. Well, you can increase your strength by a whole shift.
Am I misremembering where isn't karma also spent to increase your character's permanent abilities?
Yes, that's using it as experience.
Okay.
Yeah, that's using it as experience. And then there is resources. This is starts off at typical, and then there is a random roll to move it up, move it down the chart. But this is how much stuff you can afford. This is how much money you have, your total net worth. And your net worth describes how much you can afford and if you have to roll. For example, if you look at the chart, I wish I could bring up 2 things at once on here. I really wish I could, but I can't. I'm sorry. This is page 5. Okay. But you bring back the chart, and let's say you have remarkable income.
Can you zoom in on that a little bit? Just for people to...
You have remarkable income, right? That means if you want to spend in something that costs a remarkable amount of money, you probably have to get a yellow feat. Probably it's either yellow or red. I'm sorry, I've lost over the 20 years. I've lost mechanics on this. But for each shift lower, it's 1 less color feat. So if you had to spend yellow for remarkable cost, you only have to roll a green to afford an excellent cost. And then you don't have to roll for anything good or less. It's basically you have enough money to buy it and it doesn't matter. It's like if you make $500 a day and you have Starbucks 3 times a day, it doesn't really matter. That's $15 to $20 a day that you spend, but it doesn't matter because you're making 500. It's a rounding error. You don't even count it. It's the large purchases that you have to see if you can afford at that moment. Okay, now we're going to go back to page 5 and uncrookify. There we go. Then we have popularity. This is important because you are a hero. There is no option in this game to play a bad guy. You have to be heroic. And
I want to be a heretic.
No, the more popular you are, the more people will listen to you, the more people will love you, the more they will, look up to you, and that will help you in saving their lives. For example, use determine reactions of a large group of people and neutral NPCs. If you as just a dude walk into a police station and yell fire, 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 there's going to be 1 or 2 people that are going to react to you. No one's going to run. They're going to look around, but they're not going to run. Captain America comes in and says, there's a fire. People are like, oh, Captain says, and they just go. They leave. They pull the fire alarm as they go. They're not questioning it. They're not doing anything. Captain America said so. It's true. If you have a negative popularity, people will actually throw sticks and stones at you. Oh, get out of here, chump. No one likes you. So that will happen to you. Now, let's see the other mechanics. Okay. Everything is based off of the back cover of this book. This table is your bread and butter. Everything is based off this. If you want to attack someone with, say, a club or your fist, you roll your fighting ability, and if you get a white, you miss. If you get a green, you hit. If you get a yellow, it's a slam. If you get a red, it's a stun. For example, Max Liao, let's say you have excellent fighting ability.
Okay. Hat down.
You
I
have
gotta roll some dice.
You have 2 10-sided dice.
I do.
Please
Get away.
roll it.
There. A cat's gonna attack him. All right, I'm going blue hot. Oh no, I've got percentile. Never mind. Oh, +7. That's still good.
7. That is right here. You failed to hit. That's a just straight up miss. Straight up miss. You just missed. That was your action, and you missed. Easy enough. The other person doesn't have to do anything. Let's try again.
All right, let's big money, big money, big money, big money. 71.
71. Okay. That is, look at that, a yellow. A yellow feat is a slam. Now, let's say that the bad guy doesn't want to evade, doesn't want to dodge, doesn't want to do anything. He just takes the hit.
Okay.
He has to roll to resist that slam. Now, a slam is like in comics when a strong person punches somebody and they get lifted off their feet for a certain amount of whatever, and they get thrown backward. That's a slam. Happens a lot in comics. That's why there's a mechanic for it here. Now, if it's just a regular slam, it's going to be one area. That's about, I think, 6 or 12 feet. I forget. Okay. But it's the opponent that rolls against his endurance. See slam? Did you see the question mark? Here, let me zoom in. Slam question mark.
Okay.
The recipient of that slam, that's me. He hit me and got a slam. Then I have to roll. Let's say I have remarkable endurance, and I roll 53. 53 is green. That means I am slammed one area, 6 or 12 feet. I forget which it is, backward, directly backward.
So it's like a knockback.
It's a knockback and knock down.
Okay.
Knock back and down. And if there is a wall behind that, you could hit the wall and take more damage. If there's a person behind you, directly behind you, you could knock them over as well, depending on how heavy you are. I mean, if a small child is slammed into the Hulk, the small child is going to bounce off the Hulk. It's not going to matter. But if the Hulk is slammed into a small child, well, then you better have some stain remover, because that's going to be rough. All right, so it's basically like that. The mechanic is super easy. Everyone uses the same dice. Everyone uses the same kind of mechanic. It doesn't matter if you have feeble fighting ability, unearthly fighting ability. You don't care. You only care about the color you rolled. That determines the efficacy of your attack. Like the unearthly strength. I'm sorry, unearthly fighting ability. This would be your Captain America, your Daredevil type level fighting ability. This is crazy. And they roll a yellow. You, on the other hand, have feeble fighting ability. You're a cripple, or you're Aunt May. And you roll a red.
I'm rolling. I got a 93.
You rolled a yellow. Look at that. But
right.
let's say you roll a double lot. That's 100.
All right.
You both rolled a red feat. You both did equally as well. The only difference is it's easier to roll this higher color feat if you have a higher ranking attribute. That's the only difference. The effect is the same. Aunt May can get a grand slam on somebody. I wouldn't bet on it. It's possible. I wouldn't put money on it. So it only matters the color. And the great thing about this is the game master, the only thing he does is he shifts you up or shifts you down depending on circumstance or whatever. For example, let's say you are blinded. In this book, there will be, you are minus a certain number of column shifts to attack because you are blind. Let's just say it's 4. Let's just say it's 4.
Boy,
So
that's
you
a
roll
lot.
your percentile dice. That's great. You have remarkable fighting ability, but you are blinded throwing a punch. You are -4 shifts. So let's say max layout, roll again, please.
Okay, rolling. I got a 61.
61. That is, it's still green. It's still a hit. Still a hit. But let's say you are blinded and you are -4 column shift. 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4. Nope, still hit.
Yay. Here, I'll roll better. 50.
50. Now you missed. You went
Yep.
from a hit to a miss. But when his first roll was green to green, there's no difference in effect. It's still a hit.
It was just a harder chance to get to that green.
Exactly. Yes, it was just a harder chance. But in the end, he still made it. Effect, same.
So
Hit.
how do you use this chart to roll? Say, I won't call them mundane skills. We'll call them mundane skills. Let's say I'm trying to hack into something for whatever reason.
Okay. It all depends on your, in this instance, reason. If you're using hacking, your reason is your base. If you are unskilled, you're going to get a minus to column shift. But if you are skilled, let's say you are skilled as a hacker, you get a +1 column shift for having that skill.
I guess what I'm saying is, what's the difference between red, green, and yellow in that case? If I roll my hack, and obviously we know what a failure is, but where do you look on the chart to say, okay, this is how good a generic skill is?
Okay, usually green is a success.
Okay.
And yellow and red are augmented successes.
Okay.
Now, if it is a protected system, if it is a system that has firewalls and antivirus stuff and stuff like that, it will resist you with the equivalent of a dodge or an evade. So let's go ahead and roll. Let's say you are excellent intelligence, but you are a hacker, which means you roll on remarkable. Go ahead and roll.
I got 33.
33. Okay, that is, you did not hack it. Try again.
Oh. Nope. Before the black ice shoots me in the face. Ooh, 86.
86. Okay, that means you are going to you cannot go below shift 0 in normal circumstance.
Okay.
But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now the system has defenses, and we're going to do an evade. No, we're going to do dodge. So I'm going to roll. Now I'm not sure this is it. I don't know if they have the hacking skill. We will find out during character generation. But I roll an 84, and the system has amazing firewalls. So an 84 is yellow. So I shift you down 4 places, but that's still going to be
okay. So it keeps my roll. So I still keep my roll.
Keeps your roll. It
now
shifts
it moves
you
it
down.
Okay.
It shifts you up or down depending on what happens.
So, go back to what I rolled. Where's my column?
86 was right here.
So
and yeah, this is remarkable.
So let's arbitrarily say for a moment, I didn't roll an 86, but I rolled a 71. Let's just go up to that 71 chart.
71. Now your initial was a yellow feat.
So I'm like, yeah.
Which is not only a success, but an augmented success of some kind. But the system dodged with the firewall or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's just a regular success.
Okay.
Which
and
is
whatever the difference of that means.
Whatever the difference is, I mean, we can look at hacking. Whatever the difference is, that'll be it.
Okay.
But that is basically how it works.
Because I noticed that a lot of the stuff at the top, for obvious reason, was just based on combat. I was like, well, what about a mundane skill use, for example? Because this game is used for things other than superheroes.
Yeah, we're gonna look at the skills.
Okay.
Talents. Here we go. Then those are talents. Martial arts, acrobatics, throwing objects, tumbling, professional skills.
There we go.
Medicine, law enforcement, military, scientific skills, chemistry, biology, geology, genetics, archaeology, physics, computers. Here we go. It would be computers. A +1 CS on matters involving computers, computer control equipment, and
which you gave me.
Which I would call that hacking. So you get a +1 CS. All right.
And CS for folks, I don't know if you define it as column shift. Yeah.
Is a column shift. As a column shift up. A -1 CS would be a column shift down. Now, this game in 1986, they didn't have a whole lot of idea of firewalls and anti-hacking programs, so they don't really have it in this book. But the game master can easily make an endurance roll or a dodge roll or an evasion roll that the computer can have based on its automatic systems. It's, you know, Windows Defender has a certain ability to stop the idiot hacker, right? Maybe, I don't know. So it'll
After
have
Windows 7, Windows Defender is okay. It's not great, but it's okay.
Okay, there you go. So that is your basic understanding of how the game works, the mechanics of the game. Everything falls around your base attributes, and your skills, talents are adding column shifts, good going right, or subtracting column shifts, bad going left. But you're still rolling a D100, just moving up, down, left, you're moving left or right, depending on circumstance and training. Now, we can get to going through the character, making a character, which is super easy.
Let's hit comments first.
Max wants to hit comments first.
Yep. I do. I don't have a lot of them, but hopefully they're good. I think the only difference between Basic, Marvel, and Advanced was the later had character creation. Basic assumed you just wanted to play established characters. I wonder if I played Basic then, because I know that when I played, I was just told, here's a list of characters, pick the one you want to do. And I played some green chick. That's all I remember. She was a chick and she wore green. What's that? I don't think it was She-Hulk.
The girl right here. That's her.
I think so, but I don't remember.
At this point, she was part of the Fantastic Four.
And then, is it possible to play a supergroup based on the notoriety infamy factor? Be supervillains cleaning out the town and running amok. Superheroes as NPCs.
No. In this game, you are meant to play the hero and nothing else.
And karma really kicks in with that.
Yes.
Because
every time you do something bad, you lose karma and you lose popularity. You even lose karma for general destruction during your fights. So you are incentivized to have as little collateral damage as possible. The more collateral damage you have, the less karma you get, which means the less experience you can gain.
Okay. I have my first FASERIP game coming up. Glad to get this overview, by the way. And he said it was going to be a Blade Runner style.
Nice. And yes, I saw in our Discord that someone put up a general FASERIP system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it was $24. I was like, yeah, I'm not paying for that.
No, I understand.
And I looked at the chart. The chart renames some of the things.
That's pretty much all it did, yeah.
And then the last one is, look at page 15, the player's guide for how to handle regular feats.
Okay. So we'll do that right now. 13, there's feats. 14, 15 types of feats. The following are the different types of feats called for in a game. Ability feats are those that rely on one of the 7 primary abilities. These feats may be raised or lowered by talents or existing situation. Like I said, talent/skills or extenuating circumstance, blinded, fog, one hand, no tools, up or down. Power feats, those rely on the hero's individual powers. A character with water control of amazing checks on the amazing column to determine success. For the most part, that's true. Talent feats are those that rely on the hero's talents, where talent modifies a specific ability for feats. That sounds a whole lot like the ability feat, but okay, whatever. Popularity feats are my example with the Scrub and Captain America walking into a room saying fire. People are going to listen to Captain America because he's going to roll his unearthly popularity, and people are going to listen. Scrub Boy goes in there with his feeble popularity, and they're going to go, shut up. What? Who the hell are you? Get out. Resource feats are used in connection with the character's resource rank, determine if the character can afford a specific item. I went through that. Yeah, this is a credit check, basically, yes.
All right. I mean, what I like about this is I like that the rules are fairly vague. What I don't like about it, but I understand it, And so when I say I don't like about it, I'm kind of using a modern mind for this, is that it's heavily, heavily, heavily focused on combat.
Yes, it is. But to be fair, comics in the 80s were heavily focused on combat.
Yeah.
It was the fight.
Oh yeah. And I shouldn't have said that was a complaint. It's just like, ooh,
It's just a reality.
yeah, as far as, you know, what can your character do? Well, there aren't a lot of skills, so to speak, for the game. So everything's based on attributes. That means everything you do in this world based on your reason is remarkable. Wow.
Remarkable at start, yes.
Like, but I mean, just thinking about that means you know everything in the world. You can do.
Well,
you can
up
hack
to a remarkable ability, yes.
right. It's just it's a lot. It's a lot. You know,
Yeah.
I almost feel like this game could
Well,
handle skills or classes.
No, I get it, but they wanted to go simplicity.
Yeah, it's superheroes. I get it.
Yeah, it's superhero. You want to keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't need to overcomplicate things. If you are remarkably intelligent, you are remarkably intelligent across the board. If you want to seem more intelligent than that, you will get a talent like physics. You're incredibly intelligent in physics now, or you're incredibly intelligent in computers, or you're incredibly intelligent in electronics, because you also have training on top of your raw natural ability.
I got you.
Yeah, they just want to keep it simple. Now, next, we're going to go over creating your character, actually seeing what origin you are. Are you going to be altered human, which is an experiment, or a mutant, or a technology hero like Iron Man or whatever? We're going to find that out, and what powers you get, and all of your stats. We're going to make Max Liao character.